Hello, hello. What's up, guys? Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's me. It's Beanie with all my juicy glory. What's up, guys? How's your holiday? How was your Thanksgiving? Christmas is coming. I don't know when I'm going to get this video out, but it'll be before Christmas. Um, I'm just, it's hard. It's hard for me to even formulate thoughts and concentrate. So, anyhow, first things first, let's do some housekeeping. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I can't believe I'm a new subscriber since my last video. Like, I haven't even been putting out any content. But hey, welcome. My name is Beanie. I'm a middle-ager. And we talk about dentures. I talk about my health and wellness occasionally. Talk about openly about anxiety and depression. And I have ADHD, so I sometimes skip around when I start telling stories. And I do curse. So if any of those things are annoying or offensive to you, don't say I didn't warn you. I'd like you to still hang out. But if you don't, there's plenty of other channels out there. You can watch those. It's cool. It's all right. It's all right. Today we're talking about nothing really, just I'm here. I want to just let you guys know I'm here. I'm all right. It's been an adventure. It's been so much fun. I have to say, the virus was just a pleasure, and I would do it over again. No, it's not a pleasure, and it's garbage. And though I'd like to think I'm an educated, well-informed person, there was a lot that I did not know about just how the virus runs and the course of the virus and time frames for eligibility for certain medicines and that, yeah, now I know. Now I know. So here's a couple of things. I want to thank each and every one of you that left such beautifully sweet comments and prayers of support, emails of prayers and support, because obviously it worked. I'm out of the hospital. I'm not on a ventilator and I'm home. And, I'm here to live another day. So I thank you so much for that. I feel like I want to talk about some of the stuff because now I'm passionate about certain things, but I don't really want to kind of push my agenda on other people. I'm not that person. I can't stand people that are like that. Listen, we all do what we want to do. What I can tell you is, until you're laying in the COVID bed in COVID ICU, you can have an opinion about vaccines. And listen, vaccines are not cures. We know that, right? Nobody's working on the assumption that a vaccine's a cure. But I will tell you that if a vaccine would have even cut a tenth of what I went through and the havoc that this virus did with all the fucking little proteins it kept making and just infecting itself everywhere in me, I'd take the vaccine in a minute. Was I unvaccinated at the time I got COVID? Yes, I was unvaccinated. That was a choice. I discussed it with my practitioners. While they are advocates for the vaccine, I said my case for the vaccine, and ultimately it's, your own choice to get or not get vaccinated. I think there's people on a cruise ship right now, 3,000 were vaccinated and 17 of them had the virus and are, cross-contaminating each other. It's not a 100% preventative, but what it does is it mitigates the symptoms you get. And again, everybody can feel whatever you want to feel, but I will tell you, the COVID that I got, I don't want none of y'all to get it. And I'm not a well person, right? So I've been sick. I've had meningitis. I've had all kinds of shit wrong with me. It is no kind of sick that I could ever even verbalize or experience. It's a traumatizing sick is what it is. That's the best I can tell you. It's fucking traumatizing. it had me delirious. I was delirious. Again, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but like, oh my God. The best I can say is whether or not you are on board with vaccinations, I don't even care. What I do care about is when you go out in public, put a mask on. Okay, and I don't want you wearing that cheap, thin, blue piece of junk mask that they give you out free when you go into the Walmart or whatever. Please get an N95 mask and keep that shit on anytime you're out in public. Okay, it's not going to kill you. By the way, using an N95 mask is so much better than those other masks because it comes out so you're not, you can breathe easier with an N95. In my opinion, you can. Where did I get the COVID? I don't know. I wear an N95 when I go out. However, and again, I can get into this in another video at another time. I was very lackadaisical when handing my credit card. I don't go out very many places since COVID. You know, I can count throughout a week the 2 places I might go or the 3 places I might go. I was very lax when handing my credit card to people. Like if I took my granddaughter somewhere and they needed to swipe my card, I was very lax in handing my card to people and then not having sanitizer in my hands. So when they gave it back, I immediately touched it with sanitizer and sanitized it. So it could have been transmitted that way. It could have been transmitted from a credit card keypad. It could have been transmitted from picking up a can of fruit. I get a lot of packages. Like I get a lot of deliveries weekly from like Amazon and various online shops. As a matter of fact, the week before I had just gotten a huge order of candles from a place in Texas I order from. And, you know, according to the information that you can read online, the virus can stay airborne quite a few days. So just imagine all of these packages that are coming through my home and they are going through a million different hands before they get to me. The virus could have come from anywhere. However, people got this vaccine and they think they don't got to wear a mask. Well, by the way, when you have a vaccine, you can still carry the virus. Dum-dum. You can carry the virus. You don't have to get sick from it. You won't even know you have it. But you're touching stuff, your spittle, all of that stuff you're putting out into the world. That's the problem. And that's why this stuff is continuing to spread. Because people got this vaccine and just thought it was a free-for-all. I remember when I first started seeing people getting lax and not wearing their masks or putting their mask right underneath their nose. Ooh, I want to get them. And now I feel even more adamant about it because of being so sick and almost dying. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? Like now every time I see somebody, I just want to punch them in their face. I don't mean you guys. I just mean everybody else, not just you. Yeah, it changed. This has been life altering, and the best I can say, it's been traumatizing for me. It's been traumatizing, and I've had a lot of since I got out of the hospital. So I had a sudden onset edema, and hence all the puff and the swole. It was like 23 pounds in less than 2 weeks. Like every day it was like another pound and a half just gained. And it was all like the water I was drinking. I was drinking, but I wasn't, ridding myself. Anyhow, we had to go through the gamut. I had to get echocardiogram that cost me $1,500. So many chest x-rays and blood work upon blood work upon blood work to check my markers, like from hospital, post-hospital, home, blah, blah, blah. Got some issues with my liver. It's just going to be a long recovery. We're trying to wean myself off the oxygen. I have a continuous oxygen machine behind my recliner. And then, but I don't have that one on because it's kind of noisy. I like the sound of it though. And now I'm used to it. It's like a lullaby. But I didn't want to have it when I'm filming. And then I have portables. And so I'm using a portable right now because it's, it's quiet. when I'm in the recliner, which is where I spend most of my day, uh, like my brain is still an ADD brain, so it's still busy and hopping around. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I can go like organize something or go clean something. And I get up and just walk a few steps, and it's like, oh man, it's like somebody boot kicked me. I have a headache that doesn't go away. The edema got me really, it was really bad because it was so fast. All my joints were stiff. I couldn't move. They were tried like 3 different medicines. None of them worked. Then they had to make a decision to like you have to be careful. Like all these meds, and your body has just been ravaged by this virus, and your liver and your kidneys can't process things as well as they used to, because of the trauma. But anyhow, they made a decision to like give me like the mother diuretic after like the 3 that didn't work. And I had to double it up plus a second one on top of that. And finally, my body started to release the water. So right now, I mean, it's only been like 3 or 4 days that it's finally started working. But I think it's like 7 or 8 pounds. So 7 or 8 pounds in 3 or 4 days, it's not that bad. I just got to be careful, keep my potassium up. I have a very like minute diet. It's just chicken breast, veggies. So, they push macro and micronutrients because of all the trauma your body goes through. You guys, I'm taking like 4 probiotics a day. I got a thing over here, like a table. It's just full of all my little gadgets. I got to check my pulse ox, every couple of hours, check my blood pressure, check my temperature a couple times a day. I don't know what happened. My phone cut off. So yeah, anyways, I'm just have had some issues, and we're just dealing with each issue one by one. And, I was on a lot of medications and like 2 or 3 different steroids. I think it was 2 different antibiotics, antivirals. Like my body is flooded with garbage, like, chemicals. Now, listen, there are chemicals that save me. Okay. So don't get me wrong, but nonetheless, yeah, it's just going to be, it's going to be slow. I'm just not going to think too much about it, because then I'll be in my head, and then I'll get anxiety attacks. I'm just going to take one day at a time. That's all I can do. But it's frustrating because like even just I live in a small house, and I have 2 bathrooms, and the one bathroom that I like is like the furthest one away. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, God, it's so far. Like, it's really not that far. My house is like less than 1,000 square feet, but I just don't want to walk that far. It's hard. And like when I just had to go to the hospital to get the echo and the x-ray, like it's not even a big hospital. It's like, the little country hospital, and it should have been manageable. And you guys, I afterwards was burnt out. Like, it's no joke. The COVID, it's no joke. However, I am very highly motivated to continue to fast track getting this additional blubber off of this poor little body, because it's killing me. It's killing me, like killing me in the sense that had I not had all this fat on my body that my body had to send resources to as the infection was spreading, my body might have been able to fight a little bit better. I don't know. I'm hypothesizing. Oops, sorry. But nonetheless, I am even more motivated now, having experienced what I've experienced, to continue pushing on this health and wellness journey to get this stuff under control. As a matter of fact, when I had to get my echocardiogram, you guys, like even on my little test, they were like, subject was hard to test because I have big fibrous. So when they do the echo, you lay on your side. And those of you that have had echo, you'll know. You lay on your side, and then they start, taking the thing, and they go around, and they have to go up to your neck, which didn't help because I'm so swollen here right now. But because of my big fat blubbery boobs, it was hard for him to get certain readings. Now, my boobies have always been big. They're always going to be on the biggish side, but they've never been this big. They're this big because I'm fat. And that's a real eye opener. Like when you can't get proper test results or proper tests, where there's a slight chance that could they miss something because they can't get a good reading because you're juicy. Like, who wants that? Do we think about that as people, like people that are juicy? You think most of the time, I don't feel good in my clothes. I don't feel good in front of my partner. No, man, it's medical. If you're juiced, it's harder for them to provide you medical care. And that's straight up and down. In the hospital, though I had diapers, girl, I had my daughter bring me my diapers because I want to tell you guys the story about the hospital, but I'll save that for another day. And I was glad I had my diapers, but because the COVID does what it does to your body, you're not stable on your feet. And so they had an alarm on my bed that if I tried to get up, the little nurse would come on the intercom and say, Miss Beanie, bitch, you're supposed to call us. You can't get out of your bed until you call us. And they have a camera so they can see if I got up. But it also made me think about that. God forbid I hit the bricks in the hospital and they had to pick me up. I'm not a 600-pounder, but nonetheless, all this visceral excrement that's on my body has to go, and, it just doesn't serve me. And going through this whole ordeal, it was very eye-opening. And then seeing how they couldn't get a good picture of my heart. Oh, and then how about when the reason I had to get the x-ray, I'm not going to, okay, forget where, I won't tell you that. Oh, yes, I will. So my doctor's office is like a little country doctor's office. And they do have an x-ray machine, but it's like an older, smaller x-ray machine. And so my doctor was like, well, when you go to the hospital to get your echo, why don't you have them do, we'll put in an order and we'll have them do another chest x-ray, because the last one that you did here, your boobs took up most of the frame. So that's why I had to go and get the chest x-ray when I got my echo. And when we were looking at the chest x-ray, you can see have any of you ever looked at an x-ray of your body? That's hurtful. You can just see all the visceral fat surrounding this very slender cylinder of organs. You have this nice little cylinder of organs and then all this visceral fat that's just suffocating your organs. And especially with the side view of my lungs, you could see the outline of my boobs and my back fat and my gut. And I was just oh, you slop house. No wonder your body's on the drugs, girl. So anyways, my interest in really getting the healthy train moving pronto has been renewed. And I'm going to most certainly take you guys along for that. And so, please forgive that if my updates are sparse and few and far in between. It's just that, I just don't have the mojo to do it, really. And I feel like shit 90% of the time, and I just want to sleep. And you just happen to catch me on a day after I washed my hair, because you're lucky if I wash my hair once a week now. It's just awful. But anyhow, I hope you guys each have a wonderful and happy New Year's, and whatever holiday you celebrate, coming up, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus. I don't know. There's probably 1,000 more, but I can't remember any of them. I hope they're good ones. Please practice, safety. Don't act like because you have a vaccine that you can't be a carrier of the fungalitis, because you can. So why don't you just do the right thing and mask up and clean your hands, and but still try to enjoy life. Just be smart about it. Be thoughtful of other people when you're going out in public. And if you guys have any questions about my COVID experience, you can leave them below or email me. I'll be happy to talk about it. I'm not, I don't care. I'm an open book. People are going to watch it or they don't. I can't control that. But thanks so much for taking the time to watch this one. And I hope each and every one of you as well. Please make an effort to take care of yourself and make any healthful improvements that will elongate the longevity of your life and the quality of your life. Because there's no sense in us being here if we can't move around and enjoy it, right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.